Hi everybody, it's Diane here. We are making over, redoing, redesigning postage stamps because I have a lot. I could probably come up with more than that I'm never going to use. You put them on a master board or something like that and maybe schmutz a little paint over them or something. But I've got a lot. Like I said, I'm probably never going to use them. I thought of trying to sell some like on eBay, but I could pretty much guarantee they won't sell. If they do, they'd be, you know, $3, and that's just not worth your time and effort. So let's just sort of redo these. As you can see, I'm not keeping the border, at least not yet. You could mask it off somehow. You could paint very carefully, but you don't have to paint, I suppose. I've never done this before. I guess you could just glue over an image on that onto it. But I just thought I'd start with like a clean slate, so to speak, and just do paint. I don't know what I'm going to put on these. I hadn't thought about it. And I hope you don't think it's terrible to paint over a postage stamp. Yeah, okay, it's not too hard to go around the border. And yes, they're not totally covering it. I may leave some that you can see through. I may go back and do a second coat, second color on some. But okay, I guess you don't have to watch me paint, do you? We know how to paint, Diane. All right, I'm going to give these all at least one coat of a fresh start. And then we'll come back and I'll stand around and say, I don't know what to put on these. Okay, hang on. Okay, we're all painted. A few of them you can see through it, but I'm assuming I'm going to cover that area up, so I'm not too worried about it. They do, these pink ones are still a little damp. They curl, but then they flatten back out. I didn't do anything to these, and they're fine. If they're really curled, you can just weight them under a book or something for a while. Okay, I pulled some images. This is seed catalog. I have some scrapbook papers. This is scrapbook. I thought, a mailbox. How cute is that? Now, in a case like this, a lot of the stamp is going to show, so we'll see. I'm not going to find an image for every one of these right here, right now, just to give you an idea of what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Giving myself an idea of what I'm doing. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, that one, I might go over that again with the paint. Or I could put a little, I may do that, put a little color paper behind it. Okay, there's one. Diane, you're hitting the camera. Would you stop it? These little dogs. These might actually be too little. And what about the two bulldogs here? Yeah, I don't know. The older I get, they may have to start inventing large print scrapbook paper, I think. Actually, that's not funny. Okay, that's good. All right, let's try some of these. These, I was thinking, could they just totally cover a stamp? And then I don't have to worry about paint or anything. Well, No, that's not bad, but it doesn't the color doesn't match. I suppose if you want to be smart, you should maybe pull your images first. Oh, this one will work. I'll just trim it down. But I don't know. I just, I wasn't smart. What can I say? Okay, that's good. And then I had, we'll get off that really fast. Um, a few that are, sort of a bunch of flowers together. So those, I don't know why those we couldn't cover. And I suppose this is up to you to measure and trim it so you have your nice stamp edge, postal edge there. I need it something dark, the edge of the stamp. Or it would be a lot easier to just glue it to it and then trim it yourself. However, I do see the point of, then why don't you just use a piece of paper? Why are you covering a stamp? I mean, that totally makes sense. That's nice. I like that. So if I can, I'm going to try to save the edge. Which way does this one go? I'd say that way, or maybe whatever way it fits. Oh, that would fit on there. Okay. Okay, you get the idea. I'm going to continue to goof around and see how I can get these to fit and match or not or whatever. And then we'll come back and actually add some postmarks and maybe numbers and stuff like that with rubber stamps, okay? Okay, step 3 coming up. Hang on. Okay, folks, we have to have a discussion about this project, but let's have fun first. I did lighten up a couple of backgrounds. Yeah, the blue and was it this one? It was pink. I totally changed it to yellow. Okay. So let's stamp. I also went around some of the borders. Well, here, in this one, I made it look like a little scene with flowers. Yeah, I was thinking, those are going to be non-existent, right? They're doing away with those? I don't know what planet I'm on anymore, folks. All right, I've got small stamps. I've got some other small stamps with numbers. I've got a number stamp, and then I've got a bunch of postmarks. I will say I don't like the border on this one is too fat. It's kind of blobby. That was the first one I did, and I went to a smaller pen. So covering up a lot of that border is okay with me. It's kind of cool. I don't see much of it, Diane. Yeah, I know, but it's kind of cool. Let's put a number down in that corner. Such as, oh, I don't know. Just picked a number at random. This won't turn. Oh, come on. This is relatively new. This was brand new. This wasn't, a thrift store item or a garage sale item. Good. You can almost tell what it is. This project has gone fine. It's not like I've had a lot of stumbling blocks or something, but I don't know. Okay, that looks a little more acceptable to me with that border obscured. Okay, as long as there's ink on this one, let's just do something like this. Okay, and maybe a number or a letter on that. How about a letter? Oh, how about an E? I'm going to paint an E. Now, if you know what that's from, you probably don't want to admit it. That's Sesame Street, the old, old Sesame Street. And I suppose technically you don't really have to watch this either, do you? You know how to rubber stamp. If you don't have postmark stamps, go buy some. No, I'm If you intend to do a lot of this, go buy some because they do make a big difference. Um, to try to emulate it yourself, it's not going to look as good. But if you're not going to do this too often and you don't have any, then what Diane would say is you can draw around. I've said this before. You can draw around with a coin, depending, how large you want, nickel, dime, quarter. Um, you can, write in there. I've done that before I had these because really a postmark, I don't know if you can tell, but it's not, you know, high-end calligraphy. You could do that. And then if you do happen to have a date stamp, you can stamp inside of it. Um, you can also just slash, put a couple pen marks across it. They do that to hand stamp, especially, vintage looking ones. You don't have to postmark at all. They can just be unused stamps. They do have unused stamps. I don't know if you knew that or not. Well, that's awfully dark. Maybe we'll just postmark. We won't put a number or anything on it. Concentric lines like this, you could certainly draw yourself. I've done that too. That's out of a book. Let's do that on this. Okay. All right, tell you what, I'll stamp a number on this one. I'll pause again. I'll finish these off. And then as I'm showing them to you, we'll discuss what I wanted to discuss. Oh, that stinks. Okay, she saved it. That's fine. And, honestly, so you didn't stamp that so great or something. If you put it on a collage, it's part of an, ATC or something, nobody's going to notice and stare at it and analyze it to death. Oh, I don't know, Diane might. Okay, guys, I'm going to stamp and then come back and we'll have a little chit chat. Hang on. Okay, here we are, all stamped up. They're nice. These are the actual photo seed catalog, with the exception of this one. That was a scanned leaf that I printed out. Okay, those are fine. All right, then we have the mostly scrapbook paper ones. This dog one turned out pretty cute, so you don't have to have a full image if you can make it up with some stamp numbers or you want to write. You could make up a country. I have mentioned this before, but it's been a while. Do not put USPS, United States Postage, anything like that. The post office frowns upon that. I mean, if you're just doing it for yourself, for your own private junk journal or something, it doesn't matter, but you're not supposed to do that. Those are fine. I don't really have a comment. They're fine. So what I was going to discuss, though, Diane and her total disinterest in science played into this project. Does anybody know what I'm going to say? And if you do, I'll give you all kinds of brownie points because I never saw this coming. When I was doing the borders and fussing with them, there was a little bit of glue stuck on my counter and one of the stamps kept sticking to it and it was getting irritating. And I'm like, where did I get glue from? I don't know. And then all of a sudden I realized it was the back of the stamp. And it's like, oh. So when you paint them with presumably wet paint, apparently you're kind of activating the sticky stuff back. I never thought of that. Did you think of that? It didn't do it to all of them. But so I just glued paper over the backs of the ones that had done that too. So, big deal. Like, now see this one's not sticky. I don't know. But uh, keep that in mind. Maybe we shouldn't be painting them, or if you're going to paint them, make sure you put something on the back, after the fact, I would say. To be honest, I probably won't do this again. I think it's actually easier to just make faux stamps from the ground up and just use a piece of paper. True, you get, a very obviously accurate stamp size, and the border and everything is cool. I mean, I'm glad I did it, but I don't think it's worth the trouble, really. You might as well just make your own stamps and then use some sort of craft scissor edging, or, just cut it straight. The ones on the edges sometimes are straight, right? Or somebody cut it off an envelope, right? Okay, is that all I was going to say? It can be hard to find small images too. I didn't have too much trouble, but I do have a lot of resources. Okay, there you go. They're cool, they're neat. I probably won't do it again. If you try it, good luck. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a good day out there.